So you're thinking about making the move to Cincinnati, but you're not sure if you want to live in the city. Well, in this video, we're going to be going about 20 minutes or so east of downtown Cincinnati to Clermont County. In fact, we're going to stop at the largest township in Clermont County, which is Union Township. I'm at Veterans Memorial Park right now. They actually call it the Helicopter Park. I'm not real sure why they call it the Helicopter Park. But it's a beautiful day, so I decided to come out here, and we are going to be doing a tour of Union Township, and there's some things that you're not going to want to miss, and I'm going to get after that right now. What's up, everybody? Shane here again from the Scenic team. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to learn everything there is to know about living, working, eating, sleeping, and playing in the Queen City, you want to make sure that you subscribe to this channel and tap the bell so you're notified every single time that we upload a new video. And I got to tell you, we get reach outs every single day, calls, texts, emails from folks just like you that are relocating to the Cincinnati area, and we absolutely love it. So if you're even thinking about making the move to the greater Cincinnati area, be sure that you reach out. Just give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. That should be my information that's pop up there on the bottom of the screen. If I could help you with your real estate needs, I would absolutely love it. Days, nights, weekends, it doesn't matter. We'll have your back when moving to Cincinnati, Ohio. I'm gonna head over to my office right now, and we are going to do a map tour. So come on. Let's go. All right, so where is Union Township in relation to downtown Cincinnati? Well, let's take a look. I've got my Google map pulled up here on my screen, and I just use Great American Ballpark downtown where the Reds play. It's an easy landmark to grab on Google Maps, and I'll pull this up here so you can see it. And the fastest route is 275. It says it's 22 minutes or just under 20 miles, and that's right now. And we're 1 o'clock in the afternoon on a Friday. So, and that's usually about the same, no matter what time it is, unless it's like a rush hour, people leaving work from downtown. Even then, ever since like COVID, the majority of the people that had to go downtown to work, they're only going down there a couple days a week. And if I had to take a guess, Friday is not going to be one of them. So a Friday afternoon probably is not going to be a problem getting back or getting out of downtown and getting into Union Township. So that's what we're looking at on where it is in relation to downtown Cincinnati. It is almost directly due east. And again, it's a simple route, 471 out of downtown to 275. 275 is actually a circle that touches Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana. It is a circle, and you could drive it. And if you stayed on 275, it'd be like a NASCAR race. You just keep going in a circle. So that's where it is in relation to downtown Cincinnati, directly due east, about 22 minutes or so, just under 20 miles. Okay, let's add the satellite layer so we can see what's crammed into this most densely populated township of all of Clermont County. It's 29 square miles, and you can see the red outline here of what's going on. Lots of homes, lots of businesses, lots of parks, and lots of fun things to do. And we're going to touch on all of those right now. Union Township is, I would say, a fairly safe place to live too. So like I grew up here, never had any issues. I'm going to go over here to this site called niche.com, and they talk about crime and safety, and it's gotten a B- grade according to niche.com. Union Township does have their own police and fire departments. In fact, they have 6 fire stations. So no matter where you live inside of the township, you're probably going to be pretty close to a fire station in case of an emergency, whether you need, EMS or, God forbid, if you had a fire, they wouldn't be too far from you. This particular shot right here is the water tower. It used to be an ugly blue, green. It was all different colors, right? Water towers, I'm sure you're familiar with what those look like, but they built this around it, and it's now one of the 6 fire stations around town, which I thought was pretty cool. It's definitely better to look at than the eyesore of your traditional water tower. They got a couple engines in there. I think they got one life squad. This is the newest fire station. That's over next to the Polo fields, which I'm going to show you here in a few minutes. That's also a newer station. And that's a good shot of the K9 unit there at Union Township. So they do have their own police department, Union Township Police Department. 6 fire stations around the township. Also, this sheriff's office, the Clermont County Sheriff's Office, is there for some extra support, and the Ohio Highway State Patrol, which patrols a lot on 125 Beechmont Avenue, which is a safety corridor. If you watched my other videos, say on Batavia Township, you learned about that. So I grew up in Union Township, so sometimes I still, think that I live there. I don't anymore. But Union Township has a lot of police, and again, 6 fire stations, so probably close to one of those. So now I want to show you what's going on inside of Union Township that's going to help you get around a little bit better. All right, so I want to show you some major improvements that are going on right now for State Route 32. They're calling this the 32 corridor improvement. Here's where you'd get off of 275. And this is what we call Eastgate. You can see that here's Eastgate Mall, Holiday Inn here. But here's 32, right? And you're going east. And I want to show you what they are doing here to eliminate. So like right now, there's stoplights everywhere, and that really backs up traffic, and it's a huge bottleneck. Well, Clermont County understands that traffic was a problem. So with all the people that want to move out here, want to move out to Union Township or move out east, Batavia Township, or even further out, 32 had to be improved. So what they have done, or what they are doing right now, is they're eliminating all these stoplights. So this light right here, that is the light at Elick and Buxton. In fact, let me pause this, and I'm going to show you this on the map. So here we are. I'm going to pull it up right here. So Jeff Weiler. So Elick and Buxton. So that's exactly where this is right here. Okay, this is what I'm going to show you. That's this right here, and we're going east. And you can see in the center of the screen here of the drone footage, that's an overpass. They're building that overpass, and you can see the on-ramps, the exit ramps here. That way they can eliminate this light right here at Buxton and Elick. Well, they're also going to eliminate all of the other lights that are after that all the way to Batavia. So this is really going to help you get around if you work outside of Union Township or outside of Clermont County, and you have to, commute, whether it's downtown or anywhere else outside of the township. If you're going to take 32 back to get to the town, get home, this here is going to make life a whole lot easier. Now here it is going west, and you can see the car dealerships. You got Holman over here. This is the Sea-Doo dealership here, Tractor Supply. And then this is Jeff Weiler. Again, this is Buxton here, Elick this way. This light is going away. So this is what this 32 corridor improvements are going to be doing as soon as they're finished. I think they're probably another year or so out on all of the improvements, but this exit and on ramps are supposed to be open here within the next month or so. So depending on where you live inside of Union Township and you have kids, they could be going to one of five different public school districts if they're going to go to public school. West Clermont, Batavia, Clermont Northeastern, Milford, or Forest Hills. So 5 different public school districts. Don't be confused. They're not all in Union Township, but if your property is in Union Township, and depending on where it is on the map, will determine which school district that you live in and where your kids go to school. Now, this is important whether your kids go to public school or they go to private school, or if you don't have any kids at all, because of property taxes. So your property taxes are determined by the school district that you live in. Now, I'm going to bring up the tax rates. This is from directly from the Clermont County Auditor's website. I'll put the link down below so you can check it out for yourself. But this is just a PDF that they put out on their site. And what we're looking at here is, here's Union Township. You can see 37 through 41. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here are the different school districts that I just mentioned. And what we want to pay close attention to here is, I'll scroll up just so you can see it. So you're going to have your gross rate. There is a reduction factor, and then the effective rate. So the effective rate is what we want to look at. Okay, so that's the third column. So we're going to go straight down here back to Union Township. And here it is. And here is the effective rate. Now, at first glance, you can look at them. You got 61, 65, 68, 49, and then 64. The most expensive or the highest tax property tax rates is going to be Milford, which I'm going to show you the Polo Fields neighborhood, and that is in the Milford School District. You got Batavia, Forest Hills. Forest Hills just passed a levy that is really going to put, it's going to add a lot of taxes. In fact, I was playing golf with a fella just last week, and he lives in Forest Hills School District, and it's going to add, I think he said, between $80 and $100 per month. This levy added to his property taxes. So it's going to add another $1,200, roughly $1,000 to $1,200 per year to his property taxes, and that's Forest Hills. West Clermont, which is the majority of the properties inside of Union Township, are West Clermont schools. They've got a huge campus. In fact, I'm going to show it to you right here. This is West Clermont's football field and campus. It's massive. So what happened is that there were 2 high schools, Glen Estey and Amelia. A few years back, those 2 schools combined. They were always in the same school district, but they combined. Glen Estey is no longer, the building is gone. Amelia High School is now West Clermont Middle School and the junior high. And I can show you those actually on the map here in a second. But look at this campus, super nice, obviously modern because it's new. I think it's only 4 years old at this point. But this is just a beautiful campus right off of Clough. And yeah, so there's this is Clough right here. Super, yeah. So they got their football field, soccer, tennis, and they got their baseball and softball field there. So let me show you where that is on the map. So here we go. Let me back up so you can see what's going on. So here's 32 that we were talking about, right? And then this is, let's see. This is just the township line. This is not a road. But you got Clough Pike right here, which I just showed you. And this is the Buxton. Okay. And this is the road that runs into that where I was just showing you where they're building that overpass there, that on that 32 corridor. So that is where we go. So this is West Clermont High. And if you were to go take a left out of that parking lot on Clough, and then just a stone's throw is where the middle school is now. This used to be Amelia High School, which is no longer, but now this is the junior high. So everyone in the district, all those kids in the district that are starting with 6th grade will go to the middle school, and then once they become 9th graders, freshmen, they'll go to the high school. And then there are other elementary schools around, and they're not all in Union Township, all the elementary schools. So it just depends on where you live, will again determine on which school you go to. But again, not all of the elementary schools are in Union Township. So again, it depends on where you live, will dictate or determine where your kids will go to school. But the property taxes, most importantly, is what you want to pay attention to. And I'm going to show you some examples of property taxes on specific homes inside of Union Township coming up here in a few minutes. All right, so because of how densely populated Union Township is, again, 50,000 residents as of the 2020 census, there's also a lot of opportunity for employment. So it really doesn't matter what industry you're in. If you're in, retail, restaurant, local government, police, fire, hospitality. TQL actually is one of the largest employers. TQL, I'm going to show you here, is right here, and it's right along 275. Pretty impressive building, really. I mean, it's here's some footage of the building, and you can see they're actually expanding. TQL is Total Quality Logistics. They handle like freight and stuff. So this parking lot is just full of cars, Monday through Friday. So this would be, an option for, and I believe they're always hiring for employment. I do know as well that Jeff Weiler and Holman Motors are two car dealerships that are hiring quite often. Of course, you got Walmart, Sam's Club. Restaurant after restaurant after restaurant, Jungle Gyms, which we're going to talk about. All of the different shops here, which I'm going to show you this here shortly as well, as far as just all the different opportunities for places to work. Over here, you got Dick's Sporting Goods, Value City Furniture, there's PetSmart, Best Buy. And then again, back to the restaurants, you got Bob Evans, Frisch's, Sonic. I mean, there's just a lot of opportunities inside of the township. So if you live here and you don't want to have to drive far for work, if you don't have, the luxury of having a job that you can work from home, and you want to work, close to where you live, there's a lot of opportunities, right here inside of Union Township. All right, so you live in Union Township and you need to go shopping. Where are you going to go? Well, you're probably going to go to Eastgate. So Eastgate would be, let me pull this out a little bit, immediately after you get off of 275. As soon as you get off of 275, 32, you got Eastgate South Drive. Eastgate Boulevard. This is where you're going to go if you want to do some shopping. So you got Best Buy for electronics, obviously, PetSmart, Dick's Sporting Goods, DSW, which I can't keep my wife out of, Value City Furniture. And then over here, just across the way, you've got Michael's, Burlington Clothing Store, Five Below, Home Goods, Sportsman's Warehouse is fairly new. And then across the street here, you've got Jungle Gyms. There's a Petland, RJ Cinema, which is really cool. In fact, I got some footage here. I'm going to show this. So this is this area right here that I'm getting ready to show you. This is Jungle Gyms. Jungle Gyms is an international market. You can find any type of grocery in there from anywhere around the world, any culture, doesn't matter. They've got it. The place is huge. I'm going to talk about that here in a second. But so yeah, this is just some shots of this area right here. Walmart's way up here. You can see over this way is Sam's Club. There's that RJ Cinema I was telling you about. I'll talk to you about that a little bit here, in a couple minutes. But yeah, so this is Jungle Gyms is massive. It's a huge grocery store. There are other grocery options like Kroger. Of course, I just mentioned Walmart. There's a Party City, Crossroads Church, very, very large. And I believe there's a golf store right there. So, and then coming this way is this area right here. So this is Michael's, Burlington, Five Below, Ulta. You can see all that is right there. This is State Route 32 right here. This is 275. This is 32. And then this is coming back over to Jungle Gyms. So let's talk a little bit more about Jungle Gyms. I'm going to pull up this here. So when you walk inside, you're just going to be like just taken back. You're going to be so overwhelmed with what is in there. I think it's more of a tourist attraction than it is of a grocery store. But they have everything from, like I said, all around the world. This big cheese that's in there, I think is massive. But this is a super cool store. If you haven't been there, like I said, if even if you don't do your grocery shopping there, you should probably check it out. They have Jungle Gyms here in Union Township. They also have one up in Fairfield Township. So, all right. So where else could you grocery shop if you live in Union Township? Well, you have options. So I did mention that there's Sam's Club. Here's Walmart. Okay. And then there's also a Kroger. So let me see if I can get you to Kroger here. Oh, Planet Fitness if you like to work out. Let's see here. Let's go across 32. Oh, there's a Meijer. So you cross over, this is 32. You cross over 32. This is another stoplight that they're going to be eliminating in that 32 corridor improvement that I was talking about. So this is Glen Estee, Withensville, if you can follow my mouse. And then this is Meijer. Okay. And then we can come this direction, and here is a Kroger. And then there's a Marshall's, dollar store, Office Max, of course, auto parts store. So there's plenty of options for shopping. If you live inside of Union Township, you're only a couple minutes away from just about anything. What can we do for fun inside of living in Union Township? Well, believe it or not, there's quite a bit of fun stuff to do, especially in the summertime. And if you've watched any of my vlog videos, neighborhood vlog videos before, we have parks like everywhere, like tons and tons of parks. Like Cincinnati has just under 400 parks. I believe I read that just about every single resident is within a 10-minute walk or less of a park. So they are everywhere. So we're going to talk a little bit about some parks. Here's Veterans Memorial Park, which is the helicopter park, which you saw at the beginning of the video. So this is some drone footage right here of the helicopter park, or Veterans Memorial Park. It's one of the older parks in Union Township. A couple ball fields. It's got a walking track that's very, very popular. They got, playground, little lake there. I see some people fishing in every once in a while. Of course, you're going to have your picnic areas. They play cornhole. They do the National Night Out here. Tons of stuff going on here for kids sports. They do flag football. I watched my nephew play flag football here just last week. Tennis courts, obviously. And this is right across the street from, I'm going to pause this. This is right across the street from that water tower. In fact, you can see it right here is that water tower that I told you used to be just that ugly blue-green water tower that they is now a fire station, which is pretty slick. So you can see here, this is Veterans Park, okay? And this gives you a really good look of that walking trail. So if you like to exercise, you like to be outside, and you want to run or walk, jog, whatever, look, I mean, this walking trail, it goes it's all the way around the park. This is the helicopter right here. Obviously, these are the basketball courts, tennis courts. They got volleyball, playground, a couple sports fields, and over here is where they play soccer and flag football and stuff like that. So that's the most popular park, I would say, in Union Township. They also, let's see, inside of Union Township, there's Clermont Park. All right, let's get you to Clermont Park. So here we are at the helicopter park at Veterans Memorial. We're going to turn out on Glen Estee, Withensville, and we'll go this way. Here's Union Township Police Department. All right, and here is what used to be the three-way stop. I guess it still is, but right here, you see this area right here that looks like a cornfield or a farm field? That used to be Glen Estee High School. That's where I went to high school. You can kind of see where the baseball field used to be, which is right here. This was the football field. And then there's another baseball field, softball field way, way back here. Tennis courts were here. And then these buildings are gone. They've leveled the school. It's not even there anymore. So we're going to continue on Glen Estee, Withensville. We're going to cross over 32. All right, we're going to hang a left here on Old State Route 74. All right, we're following on Old State Route 74. Here's another fire station. This is number 49, one of the 6. And we're going to follow Old State Route 74, and we're going to turn right on Summerside. Now, we didn't have to go that way per se. We could have, got on 32 and then got off here at Old State Route 74, and we could have, hung a left here on Summerside. But we need to get to Summerside, and we're going to follow Summerside to, by the way, here's Summerside Elementary, which is one of the elementary schools in West Clermont School District. So we're following Summerside. And here is Clermont Park. And they also have a nice long walking trail here. Not as much happening at Clermont Park. They do have a couple fields. Let me move this out of the way. They do have a couple ball fields, and here's Clermont Park here, and a playground or whatever. I'm sure they probably play soccer and flag football and stuff like that there as well. So this is Clermont Park, and then of course there's a water tower back at Veterans Park. All right, so I'm going to take you to the Civic Center now. This is a shot of they have concerts. They have a free concert series in the summertime on Saturday nights. It's pretty cool. It's like they've got like a pavilion. You bring your own lawn chairs. They have a food truck outside. I'll show you where that is. So that's going to be back over near, like Well, it is. It's behind Jungle Gyms, right? So let's go back to where we were in Eastgate. So here's Eastgate Mall, which is totally run down. They have a Kohl's. That's about the gist of it. It used to be the go-to place to go for shopping, but that's no longer. I mean, it's buildings there. In fact, I think they're in bankruptcy, but Kohl's is there. So let's get back to Jungle Gyms, which is right here. So this is Eichholz Road. So you got Jungle Gyms, and then next to Jungle Gyms, you got this RJ Cinema. And then right behind it is the Civic Center. And that is where they do these concerts on Saturday night. They're free concerts. You can bring your kids. You can bring a cooler. They have a food truck. There's a good shot of it right there as the sun's going down. It looks like it might be in the fall. And then next to Jungle Gyms, I'm going to move this out of the way so you can see it, is that RJ Cinema I was telling you about. So this place is really cool. So this is the render, but it's up now. It's just opened, and they'll have like ice skating rink in the wintertime. You can go and take the kids, or go on a date night or whatever. You go skating. Of course, they got this nice AstroTurf area here. They have live bands. It's a tap room, so if you like craft beer, I mean, you're going to love this place. Obviously, they play movies. There's a photo of the ice skating rink right there. Obviously, in the wintertime. It's just a fun place to go and hang out. Again, it's right there, right next to Jungle Gyms. And if you're ever in Union Township, you want to check it out. If your kids play ball, all right, if your kids play ball, whether it be t-ball, softball, baseball, chances are they're going to play at Teal Town. Teal Town is a large ballpark, youth sports park, and I'm going to show you where that is. All right, so we are at Jungle Gyms right now, right? So we need to get across 32. So I'm going to back up, and we're going to go back to, here's Klepper. We're going to cross over 32. Okay, this light right here that they're going to be getting rid of, which you can't wait. We're going to cross over 32. Oh, there's a public library here as well. Cross over 32, you're going to pass Meyer, and you're going to hang a right on Old State Route 74, and you're going to make a left on Teal Town. All right, you're going to follow Teal Town. This is a newer park. This is Shore Park. This is not even just a few years old at this point. And we're going to make a turn here, right here. We're going to make a turn. This will take you down into Milford. And here is Teal Town Ballpark. So you can see, the size of it. I mean, they've got 18 fields. So they got 2 here with grass. These are all lighted. And then they call these quads. So you got 1, 2, 3 quads. And then you got these for the smaller guys and gals to play. And this here looks like they let this one go away, because this one used to be a field as well. So they got parking, and then they got batting cages and stuff in here, and they got parking up here. So again, if your kids play baseball or softball, chances are they're going to be playing at Teal Town. All right, so some other fun stuff that goes on, especially in the summertime, is this area loves nature, right? So you got Cincinnati Nature Center, which is right across the street. I was talking about about the parks before. We have so many parks. Well, the Nature Center, I'm going to show you how to get there from Teal Town, because it's not far at all. Is you're going to continue on Teal Town. Here we go. This is Teal Town taking us towards Milford. And here we go. I'm going to zoom out here a little bit because it's large. So here is the Nature Center. And you're going to hang a left on Nature Center. So yeah, you can see the path. All right, a lot of walking trails, tons of stuff for the kids to do. You got Grosbeck Estate way back here. You got the playscape. Obviously, here's the visitor center. I got some photos here I'll share with you. But they do weddings there. They do group membership. So if if you're just really into nature and want to do a lot of hiking and stuff like that, you might want to look into a nature center membership. Here I was talking about the weddings. They do weddings there at the Grosbeck Estate. Obviously, a really nice outdoor area. They have a lake there. So that is the nature center. And then we move on to one of my favorite things to do in the summertime, and that is church festivals. So every June and July, the churches, it's generally their biggest fundraiser of the year. They'll have church festivals that go Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. They have live music. They have lots of games for the kids. They got beer gardens and casino areas or whatever, and tents and this and that, where you can play poker and blackjack and stuff like that. But the kids love it. Tons of food booths. And, again, the church festivals in Cincinnati are a big deal. So, and this is the park again. So tons of fun stuff to do in the summertime, in and around Union Township, for sure, whether it just be, for the family or, for the kids, tons of stuff to do. Let's go check out some neighborhoods. Okay, let's go look at Edinburgh Regent neighborhoods. This is going to be an older neighborhood, one without an HOA, and we're going to drive through this one, and then I'm going to show you a home that was just actually sold a week or so ago, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the taxes. So Clough Pike, here we are on Clough Pike. We're going to go under 275, and we're going to hang a left right here on Edinburgh. And I'm going to bring up another screen here so it's a little bit easier to see. So here it is again. I'm going to move me over here, and here's Clough, and then we're going to hang a left on Edinburgh, and I'm going to actually show you this house right here. It sold on May 4th. So today, as of this recording, today is the 19th. So just a couple weeks ago, like I said, and it sold for $320, which I thought was a little steep, but it must have showed well, and that's good for the homeowners inside of this particular neighborhood. I'm going to pull up this here. You can see this is Clough Pike right here. I am turning on Edinburgh right now, and there's that first house, and then this house is actually, if you watch this closely, you're going to see I am going to drive right by this house here at 4203 Edinburgh that just sold back on May 4th for $320. Again, this particular subdivision, no HOA, and the reason why I want to bring that up is some people they don't want an HOA. They don't want someone telling them, what they can and can't do. Can they put up a fence? Can they not put up a fence? There it is right there. So I just, this is it. Let me stop it. Hang on. There it is. Just back up. So this is it right there. This is, that's the house that just sold for $320. So let me stop this. All right. So here's the deal about the HOA, right? So, if you're okay with Volkswagens in your front yard or in your neighbor's front yard, then a no HOA is probably where you want to go. But if this bothers you, then that's where the HOA comes in, because I got news for you. In an HOA community, that would never be allowed. So again, I understand that, some people just don't, want to be told what they can and can't do when it comes to an HOA, but overall, in the majority of the subdivisions, the neighborhoods, especially the newer ones in Union Township, are going to have an HOA, which is, going to mandate that the property stays nice. They're going to mandate, if you can have a shed or a barn, or what kind of fence that you have, stuff like that. So, just kind of keep that in mind as you're doing your house hunting. If you reach out to us and you're interested in a particular property, we'll be able to tell you right away if there's an HOA or not, as far as, what the rules are and what you can and you can't do. So, all right. So here's what I did. I want to show you where I turned. So that was Edinburgh. And then I made a turn here, okay, on Canongate. And this is where I turned is a newer portion, a newer part of this neighborhood, because many years ago, this is where it stopped. These are all new homes. So I hung a right on Canongate. I'm gonna go ahead and just continue, and you can tell just from the difference between the first part of the video and right now, the homes are they're newer. Okay, they're newer. The properties, you can't really tell a whole lot, but sometimes the newer subdivisions, the properties, the homes are right on top of each other. Doesn't really seem to be the case for this particular neighborhood, but that's just something to kind of keep keep in mind, that some of the newer neighborhoods, that might feel like the homes are right on top of each other. So okay, so let me talk about property taxes. All right, a little bit. So let's go back to this particular house here that sold for $320 just a couple weeks ago, right? It sold for $320, and I want to show you the taxes. I'm actually going to go to the auditor's website, and I'm going to pull it up. So this is the property right here that just sold. Okay, 4203. Remember, I was telling you about your property taxes. The school district that you live in determine what your property taxes are. So the taxing district is 41, and you can see that it shows the effective tax rate is 64.856503. All right, you do get some credits, non-business credit and an owner occupancy credit, and the tax rates are 37 per year. Now, I'm going to show you how this coincides with or matches the tax rate. So taxing district is 41, effective tax rate 64.85. All right. So the taxing district 41 in West Clermont schools, that's what we're going to pull up. So here we go. Union Township, taxing district 41 in West Clermont schools. There we go, 64.85. So all this information is on the Clermont County Auditor's website. I'll put the link down below so you can see that. So I just wanted to show you, what the taxes are for, for that particular school district in this particular neighborhood. Now, you're not taxed on that $320,000. Okay, the way that it works is the county will appraise your property, and then they will assess it at 35%, and that assessed value is what you would pay that tax rate of 64.85. So I'll go into that just in a little bit more detail here. I want to show you what I'm talking about. So the property on Edinburgh, here we go, 4203 Edinburgh. We're going to go into the values. So values over here, and here you'll see the appraised value. Nowhere near that 340, right? Half of it. And then that 173.3 number is going to be assessed at 35%, which gives that property a total value of $60,660. So you're going to take your $60,660, which is the assessed value. That's the appraised value at 35%. The assessed value is $60,660, and you will multiply that by your effective tax rate, right? So your effective tax rate is this number right here. So 64.856503. So really what that is that's $64.86 per $1,000 of your assessed value. And that's how they come up. That's how the county would come up with that 35, 37, 34 number. Hopefully I didn't confuse you there. Your taxes are not, they're not factored on, what your house sold for. It's what the county appraises it for at 35%. That's your assessed value. And then you take your effective tax rate and multiply that by, what the assessed value is. And that gives you your annual taxes due. So now I'm going to take you over to around the corner to another neighborhood that has a ton of new construction. And I'll show you some of those homes here coming up right now. All right, so now I want to drive east on Clough Pike, and I want to show you a newer neighborhood than Edinburgh. Edinburgh's been around since like the 80s, which was which we just came from. Now we're going to go to we're going to take Clough to Shaler to Rolling Creek, and I'm going to show you where that is. Let me zoom out here a little bit, just give you an idea of where we are. So here's where we were. Right here was Edinburgh, right? Okay, so we're going to hang a right on Clough, and we're going to travel east on Clough Pike, and we're going to go towards the high school, West Clermont, and I'm going to show you that. So here we go. Here's Clough. We're going to hang a right on Shaler, but if we were to continue straight on Clough does go off to makes a left turn here. This is West Clermont, which you have seen earlier in this video. So back to Clough, we're going to turn right on Shaler, and we're going to make a right on Rolling Creek. And I have some, let me zoom in a little bit here, and I have some, I've got some GoPro footage of Rolling Creek. This is, like I said, a fairly new neighborhood. It was built early 2000s, an MI neighborhood. A lot of the newer homes around 2014, 2015. But this neighborhood is just really, let me move this over a little bit. This neighborhood has just really, MI has just been going gangbusters on building new homes. So I'm going to stop this because I want to show you exactly where this is on the map. So this pond here is right. All right, so here's Rolling Creek. This pond is right here. So that's where I'm driving, just to give you an idea of what we're talking about here. So I'm going to pull this back up. So yeah, so this here goes back, and you can see how close all these homes are. They're just, looks like from this Google image that they're just right on top of each other. There is a lot of homes back here. As far as the price ranges, it looks like, I mean, we've seen this one here sold for $275, $300, $275, $280 back here in this area. So, these may be, looks like some less expensive homes, where if you come back towards where we entered, and I'm going to show you this one right here, sold for $463. Here's one for sale over on Cross Point Court, which will be one street over. It's not attached to Rolling Creek, but just one over. They would potentially use this as a comp if you were selling your house in this neighborhood here. So let's just see what this is. So this was 3-bed, 2-bath, $555. I mean, this probably is a new, I would say this is probably a new construction home without digging into that. So let's go over to this one right here. This one just sold on Burgess Court, Burgess or Burgess, not real sure how they pronounce that. So Rolling Creek, the left on Burgess, to this guy right here. So here we go. It sold May 12th. It sold just a week ago for $463. This particular house was built back in 2016. And let's see what the taxes are on that. I think I actually have that. Let's look at the taxes here just to give you an idea. Yep, here it is right here. And the taxes for this house sold for, again, what did it sell for? It sold for $463. And I touched on this back in the Edinburgh video, as far as the portion of the video, that neighborhood that doesn't matter what it sells for, right? It's what the county appraises your property, and then it's 35% of the assessed value, and that's how you are. That's how your property taxes are determined. Again, taxing district is 41, same as Edinburgh, which means the effective tax rate is going to be the same. Taxes on this home are right around $5,400 a year. Now, what we're going to do, those were two West Clermont School District properties that we just looked at. Now, I'm going to take you to the Polo Fields, which is a huge neighborhood. There's over 600 homes in there, and it is in Milford School District. So let's take you over to Polo Fields right now. All right, so we're heading over to Polo Fields, which is in the Milford Local School District. Let me try to give you an idea of what we're talking about here. So here's State Route 32, which we've been talking about in this entire video. You can see 275 and the loop here to get on and off. So you're traveling westbound now on 32, and you are going to turn right on Beechwood Road. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this in a little bit. We're going to turn right on Beechwood. If we continue going on 32 westbound, we'll go down the hill, and that takes us down like into Newtown, into Anderson Township, and which is going to be a totally different video. But so right on Beechwood Road. And once we turn on Beechwood, let me blow this up just a tad here. All right, we're going to turn right on Beechwood, and we're going to follow that a couple miles, and we are looking for, so there's Summerside, which you saw where Klepper Park was. So you're going to kind of like make a left here. It's a little windy turn, little S-turn. Beechwood, here we go, here we go, here we go. Oh, well, didn't think it was that far, but all right. So Polo Fields is so large, like there's over 600 homes. I'm gonna bring this out here again just so you can get an idea. So here's Beechwood. Dorjean is the first right turn to get into Polo Fields. Okay, you can see it. You will get lost inside of Polo Fields if you do not have a map. So this is the first right turn. Tournament Drive would be the second right turn. And you can see they're all connected, which makes it even worse when you're trying to get out of there. And then the last right turn is Polo Woods Drive. And immediately across the street, and I showed you this earlier, this right here is that fire station. So if you live in Polo Fields, you're super, super close to one of Union Township's fire department. Now, looking at this screen here, you can see that the property values, the home prices are a lot more expensive than the previous two neighborhoods that we just drove through. So I did drive through Polo Fields. Here's a little bit. I am going to pick a house that was just recently sold, just to give you an idea of what. In fact, everything that's red here is recently sold, and you can see the dollar amounts. Just about everything is going to be north of 500. Here's one here for 457, 480. But then they go, here's 650, 875. They just sold. So this just give you a really good idea. I mean, these houses are super, super nice. It is a very, it's very highly sought after neighborhood. In fact, I've got friends and clients that are actively looking in this neighborhood, and I'm going to show them a couple houses in here tomorrow. But so here is where I entered Polo Fields. I want to Polo Woods. So this is Polo Woods. So before I get too far, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to back up, and this is the street. This is the street that I just came in on, just to give you an idea of what these homes look like. Again, they're super nice. Obviously larger. You know, they're gonna have more square footage. You're probably looking at, without clicking into each one of these, 4, 5, some of them maybe even 6,000 square feet. Again, this is in Milford School District, but it's still in Union Township. We're talking about Union Township in this video today. So yeah, you can just get a good look at, these homes here. Super nice. Most of them all brick, maybe a little bit of siding. Got some 2-story ranches. If you look, you can see a lot of them have pools. But, I'm still on Polo Woods Drive here. And that's going to run into Westchester Way. And then I hang a right on Westchester and I come out this way. And then I go right back out. So you can just, like I said, you can get a really good idea of what these homes look like. A lot of them have, 3 and 4 car garages, super nice. All the houses don't look the same. So here I am, I'm turning on Westchester Way. So I'm turning right here and I'm going to make my way up. Okay. So I want to show you this one right here that just sold on Barnesby. Okay. So it's right off of Dorjean. Here it is right here. It sold just last month. All right. So I'll go ahead and we'll bring this up. And we'll take a look at this one. So this one sold for $510. It was built back in '92. So this subdivision's been around a little while. And then of course, they've been adding properties and adding homes. We looked back there back in, I want to say 2009, 2010. But a very, very, very popular home. Again, this just sold for this just sold back last month for $510. Let me show you the taxes. Again, it's in Milford School District, and tax district 39. Okay, and the effective tax rate is 68.15436, and their taxes on this particular home is going to be just over $6,100 a year, or a little over $3,000 a half. So, the effective tax rate is going to be a little bit higher for Milford. In fact, I'll go ahead and bring it up. And 39 is the tax district. There's Milford schools, and there's that effective a tax rate right there at 68.154360, and that should match it right here, and or 15436. I'm sorry. And there you go. And again, taxes are not on what your home sold for. It's on, it's actually on the value or on the appraised value that the county auditor appraises your property, and then they assess it at 35%. And that 35% number is how your tax rates are factored and determined. And again, school district has everything to do with what your tax rates are and what your property taxes are. All right, so that's Polo Fields. Again, one of the largest subdivisions in Union Township, if not the largest. I know Rolling Creek is getting pretty close. They keep adding homes, and eventually I think they might be stacking them on top of each other. But just under, I think, 700 homes in Polo Fields. It's in the Milford School District. Super nice homes. Very, very popular, highly sought after neighborhood. And again, you can see just the size of this neighborhood, fairly spread out, and again, a little bit more expensive homes is the Polo Fields in the Milford School District. Well, I do hope you learned a little bit about Union Township today in this video. A super nice place to live. In fact, I grew up in Union Township. And as much as I love making these videos, just like this one for you, what I'd really like to do is help you with your real estate needs. I am a licensed realtor here in Cincinnati, Ohio. So if you're even thinking about making the move to Cincinnati, please give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. That should be my information popping up on the screen. I'm the one that answers all the calls, texts, and emails. So until the next video, I will catch you later.